You're my little helper, right?
Zandra Panette joined the Canadian Armed Forces in 2011 as a social worker to help soldiers process their trauma. But she says less than 3 years later, she was sexually assaulted and wound up with PTSD herself.
I went to my first mess dinner.
She says she woke up beside a senior officer.
And my clothing was on the floor, scattered around, my pantyhose was torn.
Within 3 months, she was medically released from the military and diagnosed with PTSD.
Because I didn't feel safe to be on base Gagetown. I would sit in the living room with a knife beside me.
She applied for the critical injury benefit through Veterans Affairs Canada. Typically awarded for a physical injury such as amputation or paralysis, it compensates for severe and traumatic physical or psychological service-related injuries. She was denied.
We shouldn't have to fight as hard as we do.
But then she saw Fabian Henry had appealed and won. He was diagnosed with PTSD after witnessing 2 soldiers die in Afghanistan and is believed to be the first to receive the benefit for a psychological injury.
What I seen was a gateway for everybody that had a critical injury with mental health.
So Panette appealed too, and last month the Veterans Review and Appeal Board overturned the decision, granting her a lump sum of more than $84,000.
They said, yes, you meet the criteria and you'd be the first for military sexual trauma.
Veterans Affairs says it can't confirm whether Panette is the first because it doesn't track decisions by condition or cause. Some survivors and advocates say that's a problem.
We need to have a better idea of the scope of what this type of injury can cause in somebody's life. There's a lot of stats that we're missing.
A survivor of military sexual harassment herself, Donna Van Leusden Rigadel had never heard of the benefit until she heard from CBC News.
I actually myself applied for it last night.
That's exactly what Zandra Panette was hoping for.
I believe in standing up and talking about things that are not right.
With the help of her dog
Oh, girl.
and therapy, she says she's doing better and hopes others get the same validation she's now experiencing. Kayla Hounsell, CBC News, New Glasgow, Nova Scotia.